Yo guys, Peter, Kamofi, and Rosas here to discuss Chun-Li in Ultra Street Fighter 4. The self-proclaimed strongest woman in the world hasn't quite been living up to her title as of late. Will that finally change in Ultra? Let's look at her changes and find out. In Super Street Fighter 4, Chun-Li's defense was rather strong, so her low vitality was considered justified. Since Arcade Edition, however, her defensive attacks were weakened, but her life remained the same. In an effort to balance her out, her vitality was increased slightly so that even when the opponents blow through her defensive attacks, she won't be knocked out as fast anymore. Chun-Li used to have an almost unstoppable air attack back in Super Street Fighter 4 in the form of her rear spin kick. After being changed in AE, however, its utility decreased dramatically. Because bringing it back to the Super Street Fighter 4 version would make it too good, it's been adjusted to be that much more useful than it was in AE 2012, but it still does require timing to be effective. In AE 2012, Chun-Li had difficulty knocking the opponents down, which is what was necessary for her to properly zone and slow the rushdown of the opponents with. To help increase her options, her EX Kakoken now knocks down on hit, unlike before. Chun-Li's spinning bird kick was one of the attacks that Chun-Li players requested something be done to. Although each version did decent damage, they left Chun-Li in a situation where she'd be in a guessing situation along with the opponent. In an effort to differentiate their uses, the light version now knocks down but does less damage than before, whereas the heavy version also knocks down but has more recovery and does more damage. The middle kick version is still unaffected. Both of Chun-Li's ultras were decent in their own right, however Chun-Li players remarked that they could use a little bit of an adjustment. They remarked that with Hosenka, certain characters would fall out, thereby making the ultra kind of useless, while the damage on the Kakosho left a bit to be desired. In an effort to make these ultras a bit better, the kicks during the initial part of Hosenka now float the characters differently so they're less likely to fall out, while the damage from Kakosho was increased slightly. Chun-Li is definitely one of the strongest women in Ultra Street Fighter 4. The changes to her spinning bird kick and EX Kakoken mean that she now has stronger offensive and defensive options, while the increase to her overall vitality means that she'll be harder to knock out. Additionally, with the increase in damage on her ultras, she now has a comeback factor as well.